just 40 miles north of New York City, but a world away from it all. I'm Hope Mazzola, the listing agent for Stonewall Farm, 740 spectacular acres and the epitome of luxury for both the horse lover and the house lover. We're standing in front of the beautiful 24,000 square foot main residence with 8 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. There's also a 4,000 square foot pavilion style pool house, and it's all on the market for $100 million. And we're lucky enough to have Rebecca Rasmussen, the architect who designed this masterpiece.
It was such a great opportunity to be able to work so closely with the owners of this property to create a home that really meant a lot to them. It's a beautiful space with attention to all sorts of details. So let's go in and take a look. This is the main entry to the home. What's important about this space is that you get the light from both sides. One of the things that was particularly interesting about this project is that we wanted the home to really feel as if it had been here for many, many years. So we sourced materials that were aged. In other words, the flooring came from many, many different locations, but it is all antique flooring that was brought here from states all over the country that we put in so that it would feel that the wide planks and the feel of the home would have this old, old sense. So with that, let's go take a look at the living room. As an architect, one of the really interesting things about this project was taking different influences and creating a home for the owners. We wanted to bring a modern aesthetic, combine it with some antiques and with some Asian influences, all a nod towards interests of the owners. So for instance, in this room, we have a very, very simple aesthetic with the moldings, yet we have this antique fireplace that came from France in 2 pieces, and we put together as the focal point of this particular room. This is the favorite space of the owners. What they love about it is that there's a great indoor-outdoor connection. You see through the French doors that there's a lovely patio outside, and you really have a sense that you are in the country. One of the other things they like about this space is that it is always bright and light during the day, no matter what the weather, and in the evening you can actually see the night sky and the stars. It's an intimate space, fairly small, and allows for people to have 1 or 2 people, a nice conversation, or a 6-person dinner party. It's quite lovely, and it's where they spend a lot of their time. This is the library. This is a space that was influenced by McKimbing White, who built a library for Morgan in New York City that was double height, made of mahogany, and really was a showcase for books. This library is a showcase for books, but it also has an intimacy that is partially created by the fact that it's mahogany, stained very, very deep color. It has a leather floor, which is weathered, and gives a really antique feel. It's a space that allows you to look up and see books all the way to the sky. You can be in here in the winter with a nice fire, and it's a space that really, really is quite intimate and very, very nice for the owners to spend time in. And here we are in the kitchen. What was really important about designing this space was making it a comfortable space for a family. This owner has a rather large family, and they wanted everyone to be able to be in the kitchen at the same time. We created this giant island with marble that's sourced from Vermont and made a space where everyone could be at the same time. We also have a butler's pantry over here so that it's easy to serve into the dining room without being in the midst of everything. On this other side, what we have is a doorway that goes out to a patio that has a barbecue, a pizza oven. There's an indoor-outdoor component to this kitchen that is really great for entertaining. In the dining room, one of the things that we wanted to do was make sure it was a fantastic place to have an evening dinner party. So the walls are Venetian plaster, which is a highly polished plaster, but also it just sets the scene for a really intimate, beautiful kind of dining experience. This is one of 8 bedrooms in the home. What's unique about this home is that each bedroom and bathroom has its own personality. This room, for instance, is quite deep and dark, yet it has a beautiful terrace that overlooks the paddocks outside. Other rooms have things such as a copper tub. There are rooms that are quite light and bright, and they all have different views of the property. Here we are in the second floor family living room. What's great about this space is that you get a real sense of the exterior. Overlooking outside, you can see the koi pond, an outdoor Japanese garden, as well as looking beyond towards the paddocks where the horses are. It's really quite beautiful, and you do get that wonderful sense of indoors and outdoors. Once you get to the third floor, you can overlook the family living room, and you also get an even better view of the outside. In fact, right now I can see horses running across the paddock. This is the passageway to the primary suite. One of the things that was interesting about designing this was working with an artist to create these light fixtures. The light fixtures are out of different Japanese rice papers, and the idea was to create a very warm glow, intimate space, which signals that you are actually in the private areas of the primary suite. This happens to be my very favorite view from the entire house. What I love about this is that you can see the 60-foot pool house. You can also see the roof of the pool house, which is slate, which was taken from the Yale Divinity School. That slate is also on this home and gives that old world feel. What we can see over here is the sleeping area. Very comfortable, very clean, very spare. This is the primary bathroom. One of the important things was that we centered it around a Japanese soaking tub. You get a real sense of tranquility by being in this tub and being able to see out of the window to the paddocks beyond. Also in this bath, there's a very large shower and double vanities. One of the things that sort of brings together both east and west in this particular room is that we have an antique limestone floor which was brought in from France. On the lower level, we have a tasting room and wine cellar. The idea behind the design of that was to really make it feel grotto-like. It has a raked concrete floor. The walls are plaster and they move into an arched plaster ceiling, which is cave-like. We had special doors made out of a woven metal in order to just evoke old world wine cellar. The English gardens were developed as a way of connecting the pool and the pool house pergolas to the main house and making it clear that there were certain paths that one could follow to move through the landscape to get between one and the other. The pool house was developed because the owner swims every single day. And so what we wanted to do was create a space where it could be both indoors and outdoors. The pool is a very organized space where the walls on either side, on the long side of the pool, open up so that you can have all of the French doors disappear so that air can come through when the weather is nice, but you can go out there in the winter and still swim your laps. The thing that really influenced the design the most was when the current owners came and said that they really wanted this to be reminiscent of a horse farm in Kentucky. And so the challenge was to build such a large home in the landscape so that it felt like it had always been here. So the combination of the use of materials, the siding of the house, the sort of large facade that faces the road, And then the private face on the back, the scale starts to break down. The land moves up so that you don't see all 3 stories at the same time. You see 2 stories or you see 1 story. And that was a way of making the scale of the house relate to the scale of the barns. Now, there are barns that are far away on the property, including a beautiful yearling barn that has offices and houses 80 horses. I think that really the influence was just starting with that little nugget of Kentucky horse farm. Like, how do you do that? How do you make that happen so that it doesn't feel like it's brand new?
Whether your dream is to live this incredible lifestyle or have a vision for future development, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make your vision come to life. 740 spectacular acres with a 24,000 square foot main residence, 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and it's all on the market for $100 million.